lecture number 18. And in this lecture, as you know, we are going to talk more and more about memory. So, as we have discussed in the previous lecture, that when we do a replay of an event in our mind, we cannot fetch out the exact sequence in which the event had happened. It's quite a distorted picture what we get. So, reconstruction is what we are going to talk about. Now, as you know, your memory is highly dynamic. It's not at all static. It's ever-changing process. More experiences you gain, more memory you have added in. And when you are trying to memorize things, when you do a reconstruction, there is a distorted image, and that's because you have actual data in that. Along with it, you have assumptions, and then you add in your knowledge. Now, how it goes, that's what I'm going to explain you. Now, say that you are a cop and there is this small accident which has happened and you need to visit that place. So, let me just show you the picture. When you visit, so this is like, okay, this is a moment when this car has just crashed into this yellow car. Um, So don't imagine this scene, just imagine that accident has already happened and everything is like, what you get is the broken pieces of car or the glasses, and it's all damaged thing. So what you do during that moment, you need to figure out how this accident must have happened, what led to this accident. So now what you have in the first place, that is the residual, these broken cars that's there in front of you. Apart from that, you are going to use assumptions based on your knowledge about how in general the world works, and also you are going to use your knowledge about things. Okay, your knowledge about cars, your knowledge about the roads and the city. So yes, all these things will help you to figure out how this could have happened. Now, let me tell you, okay, when we do this thing in such a situation, later we can easily segregate, okay, the assumption from the actual data. But say if somebody has asked you, how was your trip to London, let's say, and what happens to you is you'll go back in your memory lane, you'll try to recollect things. Now, what picture you have brought into your mind, that is composed of the actual data, things which you could actually remember. And there were also assumptions, and there were also your knowledge about London. So all that actually helped you to form a picture in your mind, but that's not the actual sequence of events or the activities which had happened. So in that case, your assumptions, it becomes little dangerous, because you do not know. You think this is how it actually happened, but it wasn't. Let me explain you. Let me take you back into that scene, the accident scene. So here there was this psychologist, Elizabeth, who did an experiment. So this accident, when it happened, there were witnesses present around, and after a few days, she took those witnesses to her lab and she interrogated them. How she did it is what you have to attend to. Now, to each one of them, she asked, said there were four people, and she asked to each one of them the same question differently. For example, she asked, one of them, how fast do you think the red car was going when it hit the yellow car? Or when not hit, it contacted the yellow car. Okay, and to other one she asked, how fast do you think the red car was going when it hit the yellow car? And the third person she asked, what do you think how fast the red car was going when it collided against the yellow car? And the fourth one she asked, what do you think how fast red car was going when it smashed against the yellow car? Now listen, the more dramatically she asked the question, more dramatically she received the answer. I mean, the more dramatic was the answer, because when she asked them or a person that how fast do you think red car was going when it smashed against, so when this word smash come in your mind, you'll tend to think that it was going at a very high speed when the car wasn't. But this is how, usually people in those advocates, they ask questions in the courtroom, and it actually changes the answer. And they know about this thing because they have studied. So that's how it happens. They're not changing the response, but they're changing their memory, the reconstruction of memory. So it has that huge impact. Another example is there was actually no broken glass in the event, but they asked, did you see any broken glass? How did they ask the question? Now, as I said, the more dramatically they asked, the more dramatic was the answer. So you can see here in the data, when they use the word contacted, there were 6 people who said, yes, there were broken glasses, or there was a broken glass. And 44, majority said that no. Similarly, when they use the word hit, the number slightly increased to 7 who said yes, and 43 said no. But when they use smashed, you can see how dramatically the number changed. Because the question was asked in a dramatic way, and that's how it happens. In fact, there wasn't any broken glass, but they changed their memory reconstruction. So this is how it works. I think this was a pretty interesting lecture, and now you know how you can actually change the answers of the person. Okay, that depends how you question them. So you need to learn how to question in a smart way to get the answer what you want. So we're going to discuss more and more about memory because it's very interesting. So stay with me. I'll see you in the next lecture.